Welcome to Rewarded Calm, the puppy training ritual. There's something beautiful about watching a puppy sit calmly, waiting for a treat. It doesn't happen by accident. It's a moment built on repetition, on kindness, and on clarity. And when you're house training a puppy, it's not just about where they go, but how they feel doing it. I found that incorporating a calm treat ritual during house training encourages them to pause, to listen, and to build trust in you. This method isn't just about teaching toilet routine, it sets the tone for your relationship. It's less about obedience, more about cooperation. So today I'll walk you through the reward-based approach I use with puppies, from the garden to the pavement, even during those distracted moments. So let's explore the way patience creates harmony in the early weeks of house training. So creating the calm moment. The moment I open the back door, I already have the treat ready in my pocket, not to bribe, but to acknowledge good timing and behavior. Puppies don't understand reward unless the timing is perfect. And that's why I wait and stay close, following them into the garden like I'm part of the plan. It's not a rushed activity. If they do their business, I don't clap or cheer. I quietly reach for the treat and let them see it in my hand. Then I ask them to sit. It might take a few attempts. If they're too excited, I step back and breathe. Once they sit calmly, I softly say, nicely. If they lunge or snap, I tuck it away. I wait until their body softens. Only then do they receive the treat. Doing this repeatedly builds a habit of mindfulness in both of us. You start noticing when they're really present, and they learn that calmness brings reward. This doesn't happen in one go. Some days they won't sit, and that's okay. I just try again the next time. When done right, they start to associate going to the loo in the right place with not only the treat, but the calm after. There's no confusion, no punishment, only guidance. And by making the treat a quiet ritual rather than a loud celebration, you're showing that peace and predictability are part of daily life. And for sensitive breeds especially, that's everything. What I've learned is that house training becomes easier when it's not rushed. You're not just cleaning up accidents, you're building trust. And when the process feels like a ritual, it doesn't wear you out. It fills your morning with a sense of partnership. And that tiny golden reward in your palm becomes something more. A promise that you'll always be consistent, always be fair. So how do we shape a routine during walks? By taking a puppy for a walk is an adventure every time, but those walks are also golden training sessions. I always go out with a few treats in my pocket, not for distraction, but for reward. The goal is to keep their attention gently anchored to me without constant commands. And before setting out, I wait for them to sit at the door. That simple pause sets the tone. It tells them, we begin when you're calm. And as we walk, I don't yank the lead or force pace. I move in rhythm with them, but I'm mindful. If they start sniffing too much or pulling ahead, I simply stop and wait. No correction, just stillness. When they look back or come near, I reward that connection. If they stop to go to the toilet in a suitable spot, I pause and stand and wait. No distractions. And once they're done, I hold the treat visibly and wait for them to sit. If they don't, I wait. If they jump, I say nicely and lower the hand. Only when they wait calmly and sit do I release the treat. And this process teaches them more than commands. It teaches patience. It teaches self-control. And it gives me a moment to breathe too. On our walks, I aim to be consistent, not strict. Every successful moment is quietly marked, not loudly praised. It builds confidence in them. They learn what to expect. And over time, they start offering to sit before I even ask. That's when you know it's clicked. And when we pass distractions like other dogs or children, I don't rush to correct them. I speak calmly, sometimes asking them to sit and watch me. If they manage it, I give the reward. If not, we just move on. No guilt, no stress. Walks aren't for drilling them. They're for layering in little wins. A treat for the right loose spot. A reward for stillness in chaos. That's how trust is built, step by step. And with regular walks framed this way, puppies become more grounded. They stop seeing the world as a place of overstimulation and start seeing it as one where they have a safe role. And you become their anchor. So how do we time the reward just right? There's something magical about good timing. A reward given just a few seconds too late, and a puppy won't make the connection. That's why I always stay present when we're outside. No phone, no distractions. My focus is on their body language. When they start to circle or sniff with purpose, I'm already preparing. I don't speak during the act, I just observe. The reward comes the moment they finish. Quiet, smooth, no fuss. And that pause before I give the treat matters. It lets the puppy shift from action to awareness. That's when I ask for the sit, not before, not during, only once they've done what's needed. And here's the trick. I hold the treat low, close to their chest level, palm open. If they try to snatch it, I say nicely. If they still try, I slowly close the hand and look away. This pause creates reflection. You'd be surprised how quickly they learn that snapping gets them nothing. It's not scolding, it's just energy. If they ease off and sit with a soft face, I open the palm again. That gentle release of the treat reinforces the calm they just offered. And by repeating this process, I'm not just teaching them where to go, I'm teaching them how to receive. Puppies aren't born patient, but they feel energy. If I rush or act nervous, they mimic it. If I slow down and breathe through the moment, they begin to mirror that. It's not just about the action of sitting, but the energy behind it. That's where the real communication begins. I also limit the number of treats. I don't want them to expect one every time, but I do want them to remember the feeling that came with it. Calm, gentle, centered. And sometimes I do just offer praise or a gentle rub instead. The idea is to create a toolkit of rewards, all rooted in peace. Timing isn't just about behavior shaping. It's about bonding. And when they trust you to respond in the right moment, they listen better. They feel seen. That's the core of all training. Not control, but understanding. And that's why I always focus on timing the reward, not the command. So how do we build that daily ritual? House training works best when it becomes a natural part of your day, not something extra. I like to link it to my routines. First thing in the morning, I don't scroll my phone. I open the back door and step out with the puppy. We breathe the air together. I carry the treat in my palm, not hidden. This builds anticipation. They sense something good is coming and they're eager to please. And once outside, I let them lead. I walk calmly to their usual spot. No pressure. If they're distracted, I don't call or command. I simply walk a bit further, then return. It's about creating space for them to succeed, not forcing it. And when they finally go, I acknowledge it with a glance, not noise. Once they finish, I stand, offer the treat, and wait. They know what to do now. Sit softly, eyes steady. If they don't, I breathe and give them another moment. Then the treat. That rhythm sets the tone. I repeat this throughout the day, after meals, after play, before bed. This consistency makes it a ritual. Puppies thrive when life feels predictable. The treat isn't just a snack. It marks the end of a successful cycle. And when I keep my energy grounded, they learn to trust the flow. There's less barking, less confusion. The garden becomes a place of clarity, not chaos. Even when accidents happen indoors, and they will, I don't scold. I clean quietly and make a mental note of the timing. Did I miss a cue? Was it too long since they last went out? This reflection keeps me tuned in. The reward system isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It teaches me as much as it teaches them. And by keeping the treat a symbol of calm rather than excitement, everything shifts. House training becomes less reactive, more relational. You'll find that every tricky pup starts settling into the rhythm. And that's the beauty of ritual. It's not about control. It's about creating a shared rhythm you both grow into. So how do we get them to trust the process? Patience is your greatest tool. Some days your puppy will do everything right. Other days, it'll feel like they forgot everything. That's normal. Training isn't linear. It's layered. And one moment of calm can outweigh 3 moments of chaos, as long as you hold steady. I remind myself daily that my job isn't to rush them, but to guide them. When I give a treat, I picture it as more than food. It's communication. It says, you're safe, you did well, let's keep going. And the more consistent I am, the more they relax. I don't raise my voice. I don't shame mistakes. Instead, I double down on clarity. I use the same spot in the garden, the same time of day, the same word, nicely. This repetition doesn't bore them. It builds understanding. Even on frustrating days, I keep the treat ritual alive. I may not always use food. Sometimes it's a soft stroke on the chest or just eye contact. But the message is always the same. I see you. I appreciate your effort. And puppies feel that. And in time, it becomes the foundation of everything else. Lead walking, recall, crate training, it all roots back to trust. If your puppy doesn't sit for the treat, don't give up. Just pause. Let them breathe and try again. They'll surprise you. Often it's in the quiet moment, not the dramatic ones, where the magic happens. a tiny tail wag after a calm sit, a softening of their eyes when they realize they don't need to grab. That's when you know they're learning. I believe in celebrating the small wins. A clean carpet, a calm sit, a treat taken gently. These are the steps that shape a well-rounded dog. You don't need to dominate. You need to connect. That's what the treat represents. A bridge between you and your puppy, built on trust and rhythm. So trust the process. Trust that your calm, your consistency, and your softness will teach more than any correction. You're not just house training. You're settling the tone for a whole life together. One reward at a time.